So let's dive back in if everybody's settled in and ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when last we convened, you were getting ready to cast Magic Skiff and sail on into the island.
What does this magic skiff look like?
So I hold my focus, which is a big staff with a big conch shell on top, and I pull a small silver ball out of my robes. I just drop it in the water, and it goes and becomes a boat.
That's awesome.
Hold up to 8 people. And there are only 5 of us, so we got this.
Excellent. Yeah, so you have room for bringing things back with it.
Do we have any oars on the ship?
There's probably, I would imagine, emergency oars.
Okay, let's grab a couple of oars because it will go much faster with oars.
Yeah, you can go ahead and start oaring your way to the shore. I would like you, since you're theoretically driving this thing,
with my brain.
Moves based on your thoughts. I would like you to make an intelligence saving throw to try to avoid any of the coral or any sort of dangers as you're moving.
19.
Yeah, easy. You zigzag through the reefs, but as you're passing through, it becomes very clear to all of you why this place is so dangerous and infamous for wrecking boats. There's places where the magic skiff is a little sketchy getting through. You're like, oh, we gotta take some sharp turns with this thing. So it definitely registers as being quite dangerous. And as you're moving along, it's probably about 45 minutes to an hour from the edge of the reef into the shoreline.
Okay.
Which is no sweat for you. You get, what, 8 hours on Magic Skiff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's nothing going on that's going to impact your concentration any as you're heading through.
Wonderful.
So you make your way up to the shoreline. And if I could have each of you now give me a wisdom notice check as you're making your way up to the shoreline, I would appreciate it.
Rolling really well today.
Oh, yeah, 20.
20.
Excellent.
21.
5. Jack is very distracted by the magical boat.
He's like, it's a magic skiff. It's magic.
Magic skiff. Look, even if we stop rowing, it still moves.
I think that Miss Ginger and Jack are probably hanging out together because I rolled an 8.
Excellent.
We are both hanging out in our own amazement at this thing.
So as you, aside from Miss Ginger and Jack, the rest of you all can clearly see some sort of translucent blobs floating right at the shoreline as you're making your way up to the shore. You also do see, if you look down below you, clearly 2 obvious wrecks. One of them appears to be more of like a lifeboat of some sort, but the second wreck was definitely a cargo ship of some kind that's further south here.
It looked like a fresh wreck.
That looks fairly fresh. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, the part that's highest from the ground right now appears to be still wet. So either there was a high tide lately, or this thing crashed recently enough that it's still a little moist.
We don't happen to see the fortune painted on the side or anything, do we?
No, as you look closely at the side, if you zoom in there, you can see that the sides are ripped off. Largely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Looks like some fairly sizable holes were ripped into it, so you can't quite read the...
Got it.
Can we go dock near, or go to shore near the smaller lifeboat wreck to avoid the translucent blobs, since we see them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So we try to pull up, over here.
Yeah, that should be fine. As you're making your way up, these blobs do start kind of swimming in your direction. And you start to, as you're getting closer to them, you can track that they are, in fact, jellyfish. Let me bring you guys over that way.
Did we leave Bradley back on the ship to watch things?
Yes, we did. He volunteered.
Young pup doesn't need to see this.
Barkley. Barkley's Gambit. I love it.
Yes.
Such a good boy.
Such a good boy.
So they, are you all able to move your tokens okay?
Yes.
Are we over here now, or are we?
Yeah, all right, there we go. I was just having a token issue. Put Barkley over on the ship that's like your ship so that we know that he's not there with you. So yeah, the jellyfish are kind of swimming their way over toward the boat as you make shore.
Jellyfish can't hear, can they? You know what? I'm just gonna try.
No nature check.
When I get within 30 feet of one, I say, "Hey there, little fella," and I start humming my jellyfish hum, and I'm gonna try and cast animal friendship on it.
Ooh, cool.
Nice.
Which is a wisdom saving throw against my DC of 13, if it in fact works on the jellyfish.
You know what? I am going to allow it because why wouldn't it work?
That jellyfish is charmed to me for a day.
Well, we'll see if it makes its saving throw.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it might be a particularly
The wise jellyfish.
resilient jellyfish.
This is Grandmaster Jellyfish.
The name of my magic skiff is the Wise Jellyfish.
Yes,
Ooh.
good.
That's a good one.
Once we're all on shore, too, I'm going to go whoop, and the little magic skiff goes back into a ball. Put it back in my pocket.
So cool.
I've got a pocket boat.
This is why you're the captain.
Yeah.
The jellyfish is not having any of it.
Tough crowd.
In fact, it seems aggravated, as do its companions. I would like you to all make an initiative roll, if you don't mind.
Oh shit!
Why do the jellies hate music?
The jellyfish, you've angered it with your strange vibrations.
Yeah. Oh, I have a cat joining me.
Oh, that's a big ol' 4.
I rolled a 1, so I think you're going ahead of me. My initiative modifier is 0, so I rolled a 1.
Oh, so mine is +3A. What does the A mean?
A means you have advantage on initiative check.
Oh, well then let me reroll.
Quick draw, dog.
Oh, well, that's still not great. 9.
I'm a 7.
Those are all better than nothing. Hold on to your numbers for just a moment.
Okay.
I'm making some adjustments to the automatic combat tracker because it was smarter than the DM was. So I apologize. Okay. Violi, what you got?
12.
Vashti.
1.
Awesome. Brandy.
9.
9. Jack.
Easy 7.
Miss Ginger.
19.
Ooh, someone's on it.
Yeah.
It's so sunny. It's just so hard to focus. It's so
Oh, and the jellyfish got a natural 1. Okay, so
I'm glad I'm as good as a jellyfish.
this really kind of only matters this round specifically because we will be using the popcorn initiative. So, Miss Ginger, you act first. Now, you have just folded up the boat, and you are, at this point, standing in the shallow enough water that your feet are planted on sand.
Okay. I think that I will use my special ability, and I will grant encouragement.
Oh, the encouragement only works when you're on your ship.
Oh, okay.
That's not going to function here.
Oh, I was thinking of like really cool things I could say about like creative ways to kill jellyfish. That's fine then.
I still say those things. Nothing is stopping that. They just won't get extra dice for it.
Let's see. I only have a rapier, so I'm going to hold my action and make them come to me.
Excellent. So you're basically preparing a stab at the first jellyfish that swims nearby.
Yes.
That's fair. Who would you like to go next?
Oh, I get to choose?
You get to choose.
Let's see. Who has a ranged weapon out that I can see?
You can't see mine, but I'm magic.
Yeah. The captain knows magic, and clearly...
You have seen Brandy wave guns around a lot.
Yeah, Brandy, you go next.
Okay, sweet. Okay, and I also just read that since you all have me in your party, you gain advantage on the gunpowder panic charisma check.
Excellent.
Okay.
Not bad for not catching that earlier. I was looking for where that fell in the rules.
I
it's
just
in the
found
calling.
it. Yeah.
I knew I wrote something about it, and I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
I knew it was in there. Didn't know where.
So you all get advantage on that since you're so used to me pulling this nonsense. So as I click back my gun, I'm going to fire at one of these jellyfish, and you all are going to get advantage on the check that's about to happen. Okay, sweet. So looking at my sheet. So with my wheel lock, I get a +5 to roll for that. So I'll just roll my d20. So I rolled an 11, so that's a 16 total.
Excellent. A 16 will absolutely hit this poor jellyfish. And you are aiming at the, I assume, closest?
Yeah, the wise guy who made his save.
Excellent.
Okay, and then, so that is, I rolled a 4, so that'll be 7 damage. 7 piercing damage.
Excellent. I believe that's enough to put it down, but let me triple check that because I did not add a stat where I thought I added a stat. So give me 2 seconds.
And then does everybody need to make the...
Yeah, while I'm doing that, everybody go ahead and make your character saves with advantage this time. And my apologies.
No worries. No,
That's okay. We have to showcase the panic.
The panic was funnier.
Yeah, we all just flinch now.
It makes sense since it was like such a powerful shot too.
Yes.
That
True.
probably would have gotten disadvantage. So maybe canceling it out.
There's a difference between a flintlock and a 6-pound cannon.
Yeah.
So that jellyfish definitely has seen better days. It basically explodes in a shower of goo that leaps up from the water and then rains back down.
I go, whoa! And that's my turn. And I'll go ahead and pass it over to our captain here. So Vashti.
Wonderful. I'm going to, once again, hold up my focus. I'm going to Eldritch Blast Jellyfish 9, as I have 120 foot range.
Excellent. And just so you're all aware, the jellyfish do seem absolutely unfazed by the gunpowder panic.
So I rolled a 16 to hit.
16 absolutely hits.
And 6 damage.
Excellent. That is exactly what you need to end this poor jellyfish's existence. That was an Eldritch Blast, is that correct?
Yeah, so 1d10 force damage.
Yeah, so it kind of like skates across. It's like skipping a rock almost when you hit it. It just skips all the way over to this wreckage and then splats on the side of the boat, and is gone. Who would you like to pass the initiative over to?
Silverjack.
Jack is going to pull out the strange mandolin for which he is famous. It's a lacquered tortoiseshell body, and the figurehead is a lacquered cat skull. And it's strung with silver strings. And he takes a claw and rakes it down one of the strings for a discordant, nasty sound. And he's going to point to the closest jellyfish and cast vicious mockery, saying, "You slanderous, half-faced canker blossom."
Yes.
Excellent.
It gets a
What is-
wisdom save against 13.
Wisdom save. All right. Let's see how this jellyfish does with his wisdom save. That's awesome. There we go. 13 was your DC?
Yep.
He makes the save.
Damn it.
These
I
are
will make them
safe
feel
like
something.
jellyfish.
The jellyfish just are not on your vibe, man.
Oh,
And so that save negates, correct?
yes, it does, unfortunately.
Excellent. Are you then you can pass off?
Let's see who hasn't gone yet.
Veely.
Is popcorn initiative the one where if we don't let the enemy go before we all go, then they get 2 turns? Is that how you do popcorn?
I don't generally know. I just do that once. It cycles when it cycles.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
I just wanted to make sure that
yeah.
you weren't doing it that way, because I was going to say, if so, we should let the
We
jellyfish
should-
I mean,
go.
they get to pick who goes after them, but I'm having them act as one unit,
Okay,
so they can't nominate themselves. That's all.
gotcha.
I will pass it on to Veely, the coral snake, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So Veely, because she doesn't have a ranged weapon, is going to first just like take a few steps back, like more onto shore, and just be like, jellyfish probably just can't get us now, right? Is that I mean
What?
But it is fun to watch them explode.
yeah, definitely, but just like throwing it out there that also this is an option. But then also one of her, I think, class knacks is that she has encouragement.
Yes, absolutely.
So she will give that to,
I believe she gets to give it to one person under that knack, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. So I'll give that to Brandy.
Yes. Oh, good, because I also just read the rule that if I fail, my gun explodes in my hands.
Good encouragement.
I'm just learning a lot. Really.
Gunpowder weapon.
I'm just because I'm covered in gunpowder. If it goes wrong, it goes so wrong.
Right. I mean, you were literally up a cannon earlier, so chances are good you've got.
Oh, yeah,
some
I'm covered.
gunpowder.
Nobody light a match anywhere near me.
Real hard to get out of fur anyway. So I mean, like, all right. So that was your full action, and I assume then, out of options, passing it off to the jellyfish.
Yep.
So the jellyfish are going to dash toward you using their full movement.
Ah,
Impressive, right? So,
at full jellyfish speed.
and the other jellyfish.
They just
They're
kind of
over here.
gently float you. Usually, that's kind of.
They're listing towards us.
So are these larger than average jellyfish, or should we be imagining tiny little jellyfish?
I mean, they're, probably about yay big around or so. They're
In the
on the
story,
big side
they're
of what
huge.
you might run into.
They're the very scary like ones with the tendrils that are like 6 feet long. And ooh.
Yeah, they're the larger side of what one might expect to encounter.
Jellyfish 4
Excellent.
just come ashore.
Jellyfish 4 did not come ashore. Jellyfish 4 just went into the wreckage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, through the water that's seeping in and out of it. Just because it doesn't suffer from gunpowder panic doesn't mean that it suffers from gunpowder stupid. It's going to go try to... it's gonna... So the jellyfish will hand off their initiative to our holding friend who has not acted yet, so that you lose your hold and now have a new action. Miss Ginger.
It occurs to me that we can just get on the beach and the jellyfish can't follow us.
That's what Bailey just said.
Bailey and Miss Ginger are clearly the brains of the operation. Brandy is having a great time and have no intention of stopping, just shooting jellyfish out of the water.
You have fun with that. I think Miss Ginger is gonna... There we go. Safely on the beach.
All right, you step up onto the shore. Who would you like to give your action to?
I will pass it back to Brandy since she's having so much fun.
Whee! I'm gonna go ahead and shoot another jellyfish. So since I have I add a D4 to my roll, is that
Yes.
what it is? Okay. And can I hold on to it, or do I have to spend it right now?
Yours is encouragement, and that's from the alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Don't suppose you recall that offhand, do you, Dixie?
I don't know what I wrote.
I often
I
tell
remember
people
the rules that I wrote.
I don't know.
right, like it's like Indiana Jones's dad said. I wrote them down so I wouldn't have to remember.
Yeah. Also, it's there have been changes made since I wrote them, so I keep trying to reference my Word documents and then getting things wrong because we've changed stuff.
That's valid. It is listed as an encouragement die, correct?
Yes.
And it says, my thing says 1d6 to any d20 roll.
Then it's D6.
Okay, the D6 then.
I would assume that's written from the feature, so I'll believe it. And if we find out you're wrong later, I'll cry. I don't know what I'll do.
That's really good that I get that because I rolled a 2. So whoa, wait. Okay, but I got a 6. Okay, 8, and then I get a +5. So 13.
13 is sufficient. What's your target?
The closest jellyfish. So
Closest jellyfish to you, well, I guess, it would be 7. Go ahead and roll that damage.
exploding. I like loud noises. Okay. Oh, where did I put my character sheet? All right, so that'll be, I rolled the 7 on the die, so +3, so that'll be 10.
The jellyfish explodes, and everyone around you again makes a charisma save with advantage.
Picturing Yosemite Sam kind of gun friends again.
Brandy is just cackling. I shoot fish in a barrel.
Only it's like shooting fish in the ocean.
It's a really big barrel.
That too.
Biggest of barrels.
There's wood there. Still counts.
15.
15 is good.
15 for me as well.
16.
Oh, 18. I'm done.
Yeah, you're all good. All right. Who goes after Brandy?
Let's see. So Veely and Miss Ginger are just kind of not fighting anymore. So I think I'm gonna like hold my gun and look really excited and look over at Dixie or at Vashti and be like, we good? What do you like about to put more like bullets?
I mean,
like,
I just don't like jellyfish.
all right, then it's up to you.
I just think they're disgusting creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast one again because that was fun last time.
Excellent.
Jellyfish 6.
6 total to hit?
No, I'm hitting jellyfish.
Oh,
6.
you're hitting. Oh, I was like, yeah, no, that doesn't hit.
Jellyfish number 6.
Of course.
21 to hit actually.
That will hit. Almost anything in this game.
7 damage.
Okay, that's sufficient. So you hit jellyfish 6, and let's see. I'm just trying to get a line of fire here. Okay, yeah. So it skips and skids and just sort of sprays outward in a cone across the surface of the ocean. It's pretty unfortunate.
I like how these jellyfish are wise enough to not be taken in by Silverjack, but not smart enough to turn around and go the other way when they're all exploding.
Well,
One did.
and in fairness, they haven't had a chance really to turn around. They like rushed in and then boom, 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 and they're like, wait, so
I regret everything.
who would you? These are bad life choices.
They're bad people.
So Vashti, who would go next?
I'm gonna pass it to Bailey and just say, I don't know. I'm just having fun. I just think it's fun to explode them.
Yeah, that's fine. I just meant like if we wanted to avoid this fight, we definitely could have just like walked away. It seems like.
I mean, I'm avoiding getting stung by them while also exploding them. It's just fun.
Well, I mean, that's really what matters. Really, I guess we'll just do encouragement again. I think she can do it twice.
Yeah, it's a number of times equal to your I want to say wisdom modifier.
Okay. Actually, I guess I'll save that in case we run into a worse fight. And Veely will just keep like wandering slowly away from the fight.
Cool. You step away. Who would you like to give initiative to?
Has Silverjack already gone this round?
Silverjack has not gone this round.
Not yet.
Okay.
Silverjack will start to walk onto shore, but over his shoulder, he's once again going to fill his vocal cords with magic and to the closest jellyfish say, "You, odoriferous, guts-gripping hedge pig."
These are phenomenal.
These are pretty good.
I have several insult generators open on my yeah. Tabletop tip.
Oh, no, he didn't make a save this time.
Yes!
Yay!
He takes 3 psychic damage, and I've not just hurt his body, I've hurt him in here. So if he survives, he has disadvantage on his next.
And he's
Excellent.
sad now.
Yeah.
You guys can only hurt their flesh. I can hurt their heart.
You've
Wow.
definitely saddened the jellyfish. And just sort of like stops swimming almost.
Oh, now I kind of feel sad.
Just kind of lets the waves take it.
I just
Everybody
Googled
hurt
it.
by
Jellyfish
REM
don't have
starts
hearts.
playing? What's that?
I said I just Googled it and jellyfish don't even have hearts.
Their
Oh,
spirit heart.
Anyway, sorry. You interrupt.
They're metaphorical.
They're emotion jelly.
they're feeling squidge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, you have harmed it, but it does still seem to be alive. However,
All
now
right.
listless and depressed.
All right. I'm satisfied that I affected it, but kind of sad. Walk off the ship.
Anyway, I
Or
should
walk off the boat. I killed the rabbit.
All right. And is that your whole party for the turn? Did anybody not go this last round? Everybody went.
I think that's
So,
everyone.
Jellyfish. The depressed jellyfish just lets the water carry him 5 feet away.
God. What if I rot?
And that's the only one left, right?
Only one that's left that's near you, yes.
I
The
know
rest
the
of
side,
the
yeah.
jellyfish over here are making their way into the wreckage.
We should probably disengage for now. I feel bad for that one.
Yeah, if you say that, yeah, Brandy will just wait.
You
okay.
know,
And holster.
don't waste your ammunition.
Fair enough. Well, that was fun.
Excellent. So now, if you could check real quick, you have the gunner open.
Yes.
Correct, the gun dog?
Yes.
If you could check real quick and tell me if there's anything special that it notes about ammunition saves.
Okay. Ammunition saves. Oh, let me. I actually scrolled up. I'm so close. 1 second. Oh, wait, the mystic. So yeah, the gun section is in a different section than the.
Oh, right.
Okay, gun dog. Let's see. Anything special about like any saves for being so loud or something?
No, there's a specific mechanic in Pugmire. In Pugmire, there's things you don't track specific numbers of. You don't track your coinage. You either have like a few, some, or many coins.
Mhm.
and you don't track your ammo. What happens is, at the end of any combat in which a ranged weapon was used more than once, the user makes a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
And if the user beats difficulty 10, you have conserved enough ammunition to use it again in the next combat. Otherwise, your container of ammo is expended.
Whoa.
Although you can carry more than one container.
Okay. So it doesn't say anything in the actual calling.
Okay. So you would just make a standard ammunition save. So it's a dex save at DC 10.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I put that in there, but we probably should make it a sidebar. So thank you.
Yes, I got it. Do I add my
Add your dex.
Okay.
Yeah, your dex.
All right, an 11.
Yeah. So, and this is a place where total development sidebar might merit a conversation, because the ammunition saves are designed in Pugmire specifically to be about, like, I run around and pick up arrows.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
do you can pick up?
Can't do so well with bullets.
Well, keep in mind that this is a total sidebar too, is that firearms, like, they look a little more like magic wand type things. They might fire like
Right.
rocks. Like, I don't know.
Right. So, but yeah, just
These aren't sophisticated weapons.
important thing to dog ear for later.
Yeah, totally.
Like that. That's my 700th dog pun. I think I just won a car or something.
Yay!
You've got
All right.
2 more today.
So to that end, you still have ammunition in your weapon. You're good to go.
Good. Okay.
You all can plainly see this last jellyfish sort of scurry into the water that's sort of wafting in and out of the wreck. But beyond that, you're on a beach that's relatively serene.
Okay. Do you want to check the lifeboat first? Just to see if there's anything in there. Any clues?
Yeah.
Brandy, you're right there.
On it, boss. Yep. I'll go ahead and look around the lifeboat for any clues.
Okay. Go ahead and give me
I'm gonna sniff.
we'll say perception check with advantage if you're
Yeah.
gonna sniff around. Or it'd be a wisdom notice. I apologize.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I get to add all my stuff. Okay. So that'll be a 15.
Excellent.
Get down low. Smelling.
Well, a couple things. This has been here a while. You can smell sort of the like acrid odor of the disintegrating plastic and wood of the boat's hull.
Yep.
You do notice a relatively dried out from the waist up skeleton of a cat. There's a little bit of meat left on it, but not much. However, underwater, like the lower half of the cat is still largely there, just very, very soupy.
Ew.
Oh.
Brady's like, oh god.
A rucksack that looks like it's got about 2 days worth of rations and supplies in it.
I named that boat the Soupy Cat.
Wow.
There's also sitting kind of on the top of the rucksack is a little like journal. And it's got like a couple stones sitting on it, like to weigh it down, as if it was deliberately placed.
Oh.
I'm going for the journal.
Yeah, I'll hand that off to somebody else and take the rucksack up, and then I'll distastefully drag what's left of the body onto the shore for further.
All right. It unsleeves as you're pulling it out.
Oh.
Just leave it. Just leave it.
Oh. Yeah, no. Brandy goes, oh.
You've degloved it.
Pulls up and is like, I think I think it's fine. Just take the book. Oh my god. I'm gonna look, just check around, take the rations out of the bag, make sure there's no extra treats in there.
Okay. Yeah, you pull the rations out. They're old, but like but it's all like dried stuff, right? Yeah. So if you really had to, you could probably eat this stuff. Wouldn't recommend it, but it seems like it's recent enough that it's still viable.
Okay, I'll put it away. You never know when you have to throw rations at something.
That's fair. Yeah.
Feed a bird. Oh, sorry. Wait, this is like highly relevant in this game. Oops. Throw it at a trap, whatever.
So yeah, who is looking at the journal?
Miss Ginger is.
Okay. You see, it's at first seems to be a sailing log.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ship. They were delivering some gunpowder that was being taken from Dalmatian Cove to Port Matthew. You see that they have gone off course about 3 days into their trip. Some complaints about the sailing master's ineptitude. And then an account of the ship hitting the coral.
Mm-hmm.
The lifeboat was taken off. There was whoever's writing this journal and the captain were the only ones that made it to the lifeboat. And when the person who was writing this journal realized that there was not going to be enough rations for them both to make the trip, they threw the captain overboard.
Okay.
Rude.
It then details a feeling of something that the old ones often spoke of, some of the old ones spoke of in their writings, which is karma. Because shortly after throwing the captain overboard, the ship hit a piece of coral on its way in, and in trying to keep it from ripping too big of a hole, and the author broke their leg. And so there are several days worth of journal entry of this poor cat starving to death with a broken leg, pinned at the site of its wreckage, and just like, I'm sorry that I made these horrible decisions, tell this long list of people that I love them. Whoever finds this, please venture to Port Matthew and deliver the following messages, yada, yada, yada. So it's all very personal.
We will tell their story.
And then there's like a at the end.
I'm dying. I'm dead.
Starving.
If Vili examines the remains, is she able to determine if the if what happened was simply a result of like salty air and sunlight like desiccating the body, or if like something ate away at it in any way?
Yeah. Do you actually have the medicine skill?
No, I do not.
Make a no arcana check for me.
Okay. Five.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't know. You do see teeth marks on some of the bones. That's a kind of a dead giveaway that something got to this body, but you don't know if it was pre or post-mortem.
Okay.
Probably not the jellyfish, though.
Right.
Probably not. They don't have teeth.
Unless there's a really horrifying one hiding somewhere in that ship.
The queen jellyfish.
Right.
Really, we'll turn to the rest of the crew, though, and say, like, Well, I mean, it's this person clearly detailed what happened to them, that they were slowly starving, but we did just find 2 days of rations left over, so it seems odd that they died when they did with rations still left. So we should be on the lookout. There could be something on this island.
Good thinking.
Fair
Very good
enough.
thinking.
They were very picky eaters.
Extremely.
Yeah, I mean,
Awesome.
hopefully not if they were starving to death.
Starving to death, but I still don't like bananas. Makes no
Not
sense.
that hungry. Yeah. That is an excellent point.
Okay. Well, hold on to that journal. Next time we find ourselves in Port Matthew, we could always go talk to some of these folks.
Should we investigate the big ship there? See if maybe that's our target.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, was there any indication in the journal about what the name of their ship was?
Their ship that crashed?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 seconds. I'll have that for you. Their ship was Walker's Revenge.
Okay, so not the one we're looking for.
Not the one we're looking for.
Okay. I
You're
will look at
also,
that.
you are fairly certain by the level of decay that it wasn't that. It wasn't within the last, that ship went missing like a week ago.
Okay.
There's
I-
there's more journal entries of this poor cat suffering than a week.
Poor kitty.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I will relay that to the rest of the crew. It doesn't look like we'll have to go all the way out there because that's not the ship we're looking for.
Good.
And I'm not even sure if there would be anything on board still useful.
True. Especially if they were resorting to throwing their captain overboard, which I don't like.
We'd never do that to you, Cap.
Sets a bad precedent.
Just saying.
Yeah,
Just saying.
we should learn. We should learn from this journal.
Teaching moment.
The
What not
universe,
to do.
the universe takes revenge on those who betray their captain.
Anywho,
Let's check out this shipwreck.
As the teachings of Carson Daly. All right, so you're making your way over the shipwreck.
That's Carson Daly.
Oh, I apologize.
Jimmy Buffet.
Buffet.
Sweet. How can we get to the shipwreck without swimming, or are we gonna have to swim?
No, it's kind of up half on the shore. The areas where you see the blue sticking through the hull, you're able to. There's water kind of lapping up into it.
Mhm.
Okay. I suppose I will volunteer myself to walk out there with my gun drawn and kind of poke around. First, we don't have a big strunk, right? I'm the closest we got.
Yeah, your big strong is on the boat.
Dang it. Then I shall go. This is all the strunk I need. I'm gonna hold my pistol. And
I'm both. Mystics are weird. I'm int and strength are my two main things. So
Oh, nice.
I can draw my cutlass too and back you up.
All right.
I have a
Let's do it.
cutlass.
I sharpen my beak.
So the two of you step up to the hole first. Why don't you both give me a notice check, please?
I don't have notice. Is it wisdom or?
It should be wisdom then.
That is a 1. That is a
I rolled a
terrible
4.
Ah,
Awesome.
we're so good.
So as the two of you look in, you see it's dark. There's the whole deck is kind of tilted, and you can see boxes and kegs inside through the hole.
Cool. Think those are the boxes we're after?
I don't know what ship this is, so I have no idea. But I would be wary about shooting your gun anywhere near those kegs.
Accurate. I'm gonna go ahead and put away my gun and sigh deeply. And then let's see, what do I have on me that would help me fish one of these boxes over to me so I don't have to step in the acid water?
They're pretty far back. I'm going to take the two of you that are up at the door to the location. The rest of you are staying back, correct?
Yes.
Yes, but curiosity is slowly inching me forward.
All right, just let me know if you're stepping in.
Yeah, I'll step in. I want to get the boxes.
In that case, I'll go up to the opening to keep an eye on.
All right, and you're keeping an
my
eye.
fellow
And
captain, yeah.
Vashti, you're right with Brandy, correct?
Yes, I'm just checking something.
Sure.
Oh, I'll ready my shield.
Oh, I guess I could light a lantern and kind of look around. That would be a good idea, right?
Yeah, I have a shovel and a crowbar, so I should probably go inside.
All right, so you're going to step up to the hole as well?
Yes.
Are you going to go to the same hole as them or different?
Same for now.
Okay.
Is there like a hook or something? Like if I lit my hooded lantern, I could hang on the inside to like light.
Yeah, there's a number of like pieces of wood sticking out, things you can set it on or hang it from.
Before I get wet, I'd like to put the lantern up to go before I start trying to get these boxes for old Cappy over here.
All right. So just so that I'm clear on this, Veely and Jack are still outside the ship.
Yeah, but looking through the hole as best I can.
Okay.
Yeah, just sort of like peering in around other people, but hasn't stepped in yet.
Unless they go so deep they go out of sight, I'll keep them within my sight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for expedience, then I'll just put you two back here. But do keep in mind you're standing in some sand. That's all. All right. So yeah, as you can see, the nearest keg is probably, Brandy, even with you stepping in, is about 15 feet away. And the kegs, so that water level, imagine this map is tilted to the side. Okay. So the whole area is difficult terrain, and the water is sort of lapping up to the sides there. You also, now that you light that lantern, everyone that is actually at the hole or in it can make another notice check.
Oh man, I think I used all my good rolls.
I've yet to find mine.
Yeah, I got a 10.
Notice is wisdom?
Yep.
I got an 11.
15.
Okay.
6.
Nice.
Not good for me as well.
Okay. An 11, you said? So the only one who sees is Miss Ginger. You can see as the light from the lantern is sort of reflecting on the water, you can see the bulbous orbs of those jellyfish floating in the water.
Yeah, she'll go on alert, hiss a little bit, and point out the jellyfish.
Jerks.
I'll try to avoid getting wet for right now, at least.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you want me to shoot him?
No, we don't need to do anything with jellyfish right now. I told you not to shoot in
The
here.
boxes are in the water. Oh, man.
Some of them are. There's kegs over on the side.
There are some dry kegs up here.
Okay. I'm going to go open up one of these kegs. I want to see what's in this keg.
What are you going to use to open the keg?
Hey, Cap.
Mm-hmm.
I have a crowbar.
Oh, that was Ginger who had that. Anybody got tools?
Like a
Do I have
pry bar?
one?
Yeah, Miss Ginger will
Oh, I have one too.
open.
All right, so you're going to go up to help open?
Yeah.
All right, so the two of you venture over, and as soon as you stick your crowbars in the lid of the keg, you see a flaming skulled dog appear next to you.
Ah!
Hmm.
What?
vaguely translucent.
Uh,
And it screams, "What are you doing with my treasure?"
oh my God. Are ghosts common in the world of Pugmire, or is this? Have I ever seen a ghost? Is this like what?
They're known of, yeah. There's a phenomenon. One of the sort of common moral codes among the people of Pugmire and monarchies is to fight against the unseen. It's demons, ghosts, things of a dark supernatural nature, and ghosts definitely qualify as the unseen.
Yeah, in the conceit of Pugmire, you know how in our current world, dogs and cats will occasionally meow at or bark at nothing.
Yes.
They're trying to protect us from the unseen.
I see. Okay.
Invisible demons they can sense that we cannot.
All right.
But now this is certainly visible. This unseen is now very seen.
Yeah, I'm definitely Brandy's gonna jump backwards and yell biscuits, and then there's scimitar because I have a feeling because I was told not to shoot.
Excellent. You jump back, draw your scimitar, shout biscuits, add a point of fortune to the fortune bowl because that's funny, and I believe that's what we'll call for an initiative check.
Yeah. Biscuits, the battle cry.
Oh,
I didn't take it as a battle cry so much.
No.
More of a curse.
Fear, yep.
Dogs are often known to say things like "by the old ones" or "man damn it," because they don't think God. They have
Man damn it.
That's my favorite one. Is man damn it. Just rolls.
Okay.
So I rolled a 13.
Excellent. So we have a 13 for. Hold on 2 seconds. Behave yourself. 13 for Miss Ginger. What's Jack got?
I rolled my first natural 20 for a 22.
Woo!
Beautiful.
on an initiative check.
It's heating up.
I'm taking the wins.
Neely, what you got?
9.
Excellent. Vashti.
7.
Beautiful. Brandy?
14.
Okay. That leaves the bad guys. So, Jellyfish predictably didn't do very well on their initiative check.
But they're so wise.
So wise.
They're really not, is the funny thing about that.
You should watch them and learn from them.
They're just lucky.
They are just lucky. And a 22 for the spirit. Okay, that gives the first action to the spirit. Spirit, seeing you pull out your scimitar,
Yeah.
screams, "This is my treasure! This treasure will be delivered!" And when it does so, I am going to need some saving throws.
Fair.
Just as soon as I get to the right page. Come on now. I apologize for the delay here. Goodness gracious.
What editing's for.
Yeah, no, right?
Huzzah!
You're just building tension. You're building tension.
Yeah, I'm doing something. I'm building something. I'm building a irritation with Acrobat. All right. As it does so, I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
Another good roll.
Oh yay.
Yes.
Oh, 19.
Excellent.
16 for Brandy.
Beautiful.
18 for Yielding.
Excellent.
22 for Jack. He's refound his zen.
And 12 for the captain.
Oh, we ain't
Right.
afraid of no ghosts.
And
Da-na-na-na-na.
Ginger, what did you get?
19.
19. Okay, beautiful. All right, so everyone except for the captain
Oh no.
makes it through this and cannot be affected by this ability for the next 24 hours. However, the captain is charmed
Oh shit!
Oh
unless you have any special resistance to that.
I immediately regret a spell I didn't choose.
I don't think I do have any resistance to that.
All right.
no.
The next 4 rounds,
Oh no, we have to fight our captain. Ah, foreshadowing. Ah!
We have to dump our captain overboard.
That was the moral.
Wait a
Ah!
second. Those corpses look familiar. It's us. It's us.
Where are we? No exit.
yes, you are charmed for the next 4 rounds
That's rough.
by the tormented
Rough.
spirit. That's the spirit's action, however. So the spirit will nominate.
I'm just like, ooh, spirit.
Yeah, you're like, what do you want from me, great spirit? Ooh. The spirit's going to go ahead and let Vili go next because Vili's the furthest away.
Makes sense, I guess. So Vili will use her encouragement again. This time on. Well, we'll go with Brandy again because he's the fighter. And I also have a knack that lets me use an intelligence-based skill as a bonus action.
Yes.
So I guess I will try to use No Arcana to try to figure out if there is some way to break the enchantment on our captain, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a no arcana check.
$21.
It occurs to you that if the captain witnesses that spirit wound one of you, it will probably break the charm.
Okay. Vili passes that information on and says, "Hey, if that shirt hurts someone, make sure the captain sees it, and that should break the charm."
I'm sorry. What?
I'm just saying, like, it's not ideal that any of us would get hurt, but if you are gonna get hurt, just like,
Make a production of it.
yeah, maybe like make a big show out of it.
Miss
Wounded
Ginger,
me, spirit.
Miss Ginger will look at Brandy and say 1, 2, 3, not it.
Who would you like to give initiative to?
Since you gave my encouragement to Brandy, I'll let him go next.
Okay. All right. Brandy is kind of like, oh god. So not at home with the scimitar, but we're gonna give it a go anyway. I'm gonna try and go ahead and slash this ghost.
All right.
All right. Let's do it. Okay. Cool. Natural 1. Sweet. So even if I use the
If
is
you use the
there-
encouragement die, I will
Okay.
permit it to not be a bondage.
Great. Sweet.
Because I'm a benevolent.
Oh, I mean, we
Yeah.
have 4 special die in the pool. Does anybody mind if I
Yeah, you can pull one from the fortune
Yeah,
bowl to give
yeah.
yourself advantage.
one?
Good. Good.
I feel like
Go
this
ahead.
feels like a good battle to do that in. Okay, that's much better. That's a 16. Cool, and I get a +5, so it's gonna be a 21.
Beautiful. So you run up and just put the scimitar. At first, looks like it's going to catch on the wall, and you're like, whoop, and you dip down and come up from underneath, and it goes straight through the spirit harmlessly and knocks the lid off of the keg next to it, and some cocoa sort of sprays out.
Don't breathe in the cocoa.
Yeah. Brandy.
Your scimitar appears to have had no effect whatsoever on the incorporeal entity.
Well, damn. Man, damn it. I'm sneezing again. I believe that is a big old waste of my turn. But I will go ahead and. So the ghost's already gone this round, so I can't give it to the ghost, right?
It has already gone this round.
Okay.
Yes. The jellyfish have not.
Well, do I still have an ally left? Silver Jack hasn't gone yet.
Yeah,
right?
Silverjack hasn't gone. Ginger hasn't gone.
Okay,
It's not gone. Correct.
I'm hoping Silver Jack get something magic up your sleeves.
Silverjack
This did nothing.
Well, Silverjack, as a self-taught disciple, has learned about the unseen. So he's gonna try. He's gonna try once again. Vicious mockery. He says, "Get thee hence, you son of a sailor."
All right, let's see what we've got here for the spirit save. That is a wisdom.
That is correct.
11.
Yes. That is 3 psychic damage, and its next attack is at disadvantage.
All right, it lets out like a horrific scream. And flames shoot out of its eyes, and it looks very upset. But you also see its ectoplasm sort of wiggle a little bit, so it's very clear to you that landed. Like for some reason, like you went after its ancestors, and that's not okay.
Oh, I did invoke its ancestors with a Jimmy Buffet reference as well.
So yeah, it's unhappy with you. Who is next? It's up to you, Jack.
Miss Ginger hasn't gone, right?
Miss Ginger has not gone.
I pass it to Miss Ginger.
Okay. I am gonna try and persuade the ghost. I don't have the persuade skill. Oh, I can bluff him.
Okay.
That's what we're trying to do to get this cargo where it needs to go.
Make a bluff check.
Okay, I'm guessing that's charisma.
That would be charisma based, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's fun. I rolled a 10.
Excellent. Including all your modifiers?
Yes.
The spirit looks at you and says, "None but Morty Corgi shall touch this treasure. Do you know what he will do to me if I lose it?"
Morty Corgi's dead.
I don't believe it. It's still apparently angry and doesn't seem to believe you.
Wait, aren't we trying to work? We are working for Morgy Corgi, right?
Yeah, so at least now we know this is the ship that we're looking for.
I mean, that was my bluff, was he's dead, and apparently that didn't land.
Didn't seem to land. Who would you like to give initiative to? The captain or the jellyfish, I believe, are your viable options at this point.
I think just the jellyfish, since the captain started. Right?
I haven't done anything.
Didn't get in action.
Oh, our captain. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah, not the...
We've been avoiding our captain because she's charmed.
Yeah, oh, Captain, my captain, you're up.
All right.
Let's see how the captain really feels about everybody on the ship.
The displeasure of your of this spirit that has you sort of entranced is definitely aimed most directly towards Silverjack. And that also, you feel it scratching at ages old, wounds of like bigotry, kind of like every negative thing that you've thought about birds or that you've heard people say about birds sort of is getting like ripped to the surface. You know what I mean? It's really like unearthing that, the kinds of things you spend a lifetime overcoming.
Rough.
So even though I'm charmed, I still get to choose what I do. I just have to do it as if I'm charmed. That's
Yeah. So
okay,
you're still going to drive. You just have to keep in mind that your ultimate aim is to please this creature.
well, I had said I drew my cutlass beforehand, so I'm gonna take a big step forward and try to hit him.
I wished you well.
Can I get close enough to him? Yeah.
What's that? I'm sorry.
I was trying to remember how far I could move. Yeah, I'm good though. Yeah, so I'm gonna walk up behind him and slash at him.
Excellent. Do keep in mind that it's all difficult terrain in here. So
Okay.
your move is halved, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's big enough that you can't move across it.
Yeah. I'm just screeching like a cat, like when you hear cats fighting outside. I'm just like,
On the bright side, Jack, you recognize that sound.
I mean, a cat skull is part of my mandolin.
That's
I
fair.
brought this on myself.
well, luckily I only rolled a 4 to hit, so
Sweet.
I'm
So
sorry. With my stuff, it's an 8, but it's still not great.
and so the cutlass sort of goes over your head.
I dodge using a special cockatoo dodging dance.
Excellent. All right. So that leaves the only option left to you for the next turn, I believe, is the jellyfish.
The jellyfish.
Excellent. So the jellyfish are all going to swim basically up to the very edge of the dock here, but that's really about all they can do. So the jellyfish will hand their turn off to the captain, your captain, Captain Vashti.
Shit.
So this is round 2 of your charm.
Okay.
Captain, why?
Captain.
I'm still just going after him with my sword. I've like forgotten I even know magic. I'm just angry.
Right. It's just rage.
11.
That misses.
Excellent. Another swing and a miss. Who would
Yay. I'm glad I'm rolling crappy.
Who would you like to go for next?
Let's give it back to Jack. Or no, wait, it's me, right? To the spirit, if I'm trying.
Okay.
That's who I'd want to get.
Excellent. That's
Yeah.
fair. So the angry spirit makes this attack with disadvantage, but it's going to try to grab. Actually, it's going to go right past Brandy and try to grab Miss Ginger by her face.
I said not it.
It does make this attack with disadvantage due to the vicious mockery that it suffered.
Mm-hmm.
So does an 11 hit you?
It does not.
All right, it grasps at you and you back up. Now, as it's moving through the space next to Brandy, it does provoke an opportunity attack.
Nice. Well, now that I know that there is not gunpowder in these barrels, it's just that devilish cocoa. I'm going to, and my captain's not here to tell me no anymore. I'm going to pull out my pistol and try and put it right in the guts.
Excellent. Go ahead and make that.
Yep.
Allow it.
That goes
Yeah.
through. Is it gonna hit Miss Ginger?
No, because it's as the
As
ghost
I'm
is passing through.
by.
Oh, okay.
I'm like
So
shooting
it'll hit the
from
barrels
hip.
behind it.
Okay. All right. So that is going to be a 14 hit this ghost.
The 14 does not hit. You, just barely miss it. But you do put a hole in the barrel that's next to the cocoa, and you see some salt pouring out.
Man, damn it! Okay.
And who would you like to hand it off to? Oh, no, it wasn't your turn. That was
That was
a
just an opportunity.
attack. So the spirit will hand it off to Viali because she's the furthest away. And so you're still like, according to placement here, you're still technically outside the ship.
Yeah, Violi's just sort of been like poking her head in, like,
Okay.
this seems like bad news.
Right. And as you poke your head in this time, you see the salt sort of just pouring out of the one.
Violi's like, no, not this.
It's like pink Himalayan salt. It's like really rare.
Good stuff. No comment.
So I mean, now that we do know that this like really is the shift that we want, and it wants the same thing that we want, basically, I guess Violi is going to try to. Unfortunately, I don't have anything like persuade or bluff or anything, but Violi does want to try to just like convince the spirit that like, hey, we're on the same side. We're actually here to like pick up this cargo and take it back to Morty Corgi.
Okay. You can make a charisma check, absolutely. At this point, it's very untrusting of you. So you're going to make that check with disadvantage.
Oh no. $13.
Let's see. No, it just screams in rage at you. It kind of looks over at you and like raises an eyebrow and says, "I don't believe you," but it's still reaching out and trying to grab Miss Ginger by the face, though, because it's really mad at Miss Ginger.
Okay. Then before I end my turn, just to just like talk to the crew, I'm just going to be like, maybe try to get it close to the jellyfish. Maybe they'll take each other out. Just throwing that out there.
If you want to be bait in the water, that's absolutely up to you.
No, I mean like try to like draw it out of that corner and to like closer to where all these jellyfish are, just like close to the water. You don't have to get in the water, but if you could get it close, maybe you could just like shove it in, or like maybe the jellyfish will just like reach out.
Ginger could try to do that.
Yeah. Well, who would you like to give the turn to?
Yeah, I'll give it to Miss Ginger.
Okay. So Miss Ginger is gonna try to leap onto one of these barrels.
Okay.
So I think I can make it.
Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah, that should be no problem at all.
Sort of lure the ghost since it's fixated on me.
All right. Go ahead and give me just a Constitution traverse check to make sure you don't slip and fall.
Oh, I rolled a 2.
All right. The good news is that you leap onto the keg.
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is that because the keg is just wet enough, because the water line is sort of lapping over the kegs below it, that the keg shoots out from underneath your foot down into the water and begins to float out into the open sea. You land prone between the other two kegs that are beneath that keg, shooting each of them in the opposite directions along the water. Now, because they're still in the water, they don't fly as fast as they might otherwise. The one that's to the north of you rolls over the jellyfish that's there, crushing it to death. R.I.P. poor jellyfish. The one that goes the other direction crushes the 3 jellyfish that are in the immediate line, also to death. However, you are prone and stunned until the end of your next turn.
You still just did a ton of work just by falling, so yeah. Good job.
Poor jellyfish.
We lost one barrel. It's fine.
We should catch that barrel before it floats away.
I bet Barkley's got it.
Hey, Ghost, isn't this the treasure that you need to keep safe that's just floating away right now, Ghost?
That seems to be her only response at the moment.
This guy must be fun at parties. I'm just saying.
So what's the who are you handing off to, Miss Ginger?
Oh, I'm gonna give it to Jack
All right.
because he can affect the ghost in ways that the rest of us cannot.
Sigh.
I can either attack it or I can try and persuade him.
I don't think this. We've been trying to talk to this guy for a real long time, and nothing's
That's true.
coming up.
You could, if you want to, because Vili already put in the seed of like that's the treasure you're supposed to be protecting.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try to like use your action,
All right.
make persuasion on that note, you certainly can.
Strumming the mandolin, I'm casting thaumaturgy to make the cat skull's eyes and mouth glow with like a hypnotic purplish light. And I say, Spirit, the treasure's going away. We serve your corgi master, and he will visit doom upon you if you don't let us take it.
That sounds like intimidation to me.
It does.
Let's do a charisma with intimidation.
All right. I would like to borrow a.
Do it! Do it!
That's what it's for.
A little better. 17.
Excellent. It looks kind of down at Miss Ginger, who is like prone and just ready to be eaten, and floats kind of over and past her toward the treasure. Now this provokes opportunity attacks from both Brandy and Silverjack. Though Brandy, I might point out to you that there's a direct line between the ghost and Silverjack from your barrel. So you might want to use something else if you plan on making that attack.
I can't do a spell attack with that, right? It's got to be a melee.
You cannot. No, it's got to be a weapon.
All I've got in my hands is my mandolin, but just on the desperate chance that the silver strings will hurt a spook, I swing it at the spirit.
Excellent. Let's see what you got.
Oh, so let's see. That would be, I'm imagining it's like a strength attack.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, we'll get it.
20, unnatural 20.
Oh yeah. You put the mandolin straight through it and swing and a miss. Nothing happens. But it was a good try.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit. You went straight through it. But
Right. You all saw I hit, but.
Okay, so what am I gonna do? So I can't shoot because that would be a terrible idea, and my sword does nothing. So Brandy is gonna take a pawful of salt, be like, I saw this in a puppet show once. I'm gonna throw it at the ghost and be like, begone, spirit.
Make a ranged attack. You don't get to add your proficiency bonus though, because you are not proficient with throwing handfuls of salt.
I'm proficient with simple weapons, martial weapons. I got a lot of proficiency.
None of them are salt.
I hear what you're saying, but all right, so that'll still be a 17.
So you grab this handful of salt and throw it at the spirit, and the spirit like shimmers and fades out for just a second or two.
I'm like, oh,
it's long enough to break the captain's charm.
Yeah.
So, Captain, you snap out of it, and immediately it becomes your turn as the spirit solidifies, basically just past Miss Ginger.
By the power of the lost shaker of salt.
I choose you. Give me buffet.
Oh my god.
So that adds another point of fortune to the bowl.
Yes.
So, Captain, what would you like to do?
I actively can't remember what works on spirits and what doesn't. So I am going to try to necrotic or chill touch it.
Chill touch it? All right.
Which is a 14 to hit.
Excellent. So you blast the chill touch at it. Go ahead and roll that damage if you don't mind.
Ooh, that's 8 necrotic damage.
Excellent. So you fire it off, and you hit the spirit in the back, and the spirit like lets out this unearthly wail and says, "No, I'll be back," and just dissipates into nothingness.
I want to throw another handful of salt for where it disappeared and be like, no, you won't. No, you won't.
The salt lands on the remaining jellyfish, and you see the jellyfish pucker and pop and explode.
This is some powerful stuff.
Covering poor Miss Ginger in jellyfish goo.
Aw.
Oh no.
No, that's fine. I meant to do that.
Oh, we are cats.
Well,
You have destroyed the spirit. So it appears.
We have vanquished the unquiet soul.
well, woo, okay. How many of these barrels can we salvage at this point?
Well, the barrel that has the cocoa in it is just open. A bit of it is splashed out, but most of its contents are still there.
No
All right.
dog should touch the cocoa.
Yeah, someone else get on that.
I'm gonna pound the lid back on with the hilt of my cutlass.
Excellent. You start pounding the lid back on the cocoa. The salt barrel, you're going to need to do something to plug it, or something. It's still pouring salt out.
Do we have a rag?
Oh, as soon as the fighting stopped, Vili was just rushed over to the salt one and started looking for things to patch up.
All right, excellent.
And also just tasted the salt, just a little
Oh, this is prime, absolute perfect, the highest quality of salt.
then
Probably a
she's
higher quality than
definitely,
you've ever actually encountered.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's definitely looking
Pinkest
for anything
salt.
she can. She might even rip a little bit of fabric off of someone else's shirt to try to.
Hey!
What?
Just runs by ripping people's sleeves off.
Seriously.
Was anyone hurt in the battle?
No, we got.
Man,
I
pretty
don't
lucky.
think anybody actually took damage.
We're so good.
I think we're the best pirates.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Are you going to mess with the other crates in any way, shape, or form, or are you just going to try to pull everything up?
Yeah, let's try to get
Suppose-
it all onto the beach or something so we can actually look at it.
Yeah. Let's start
yeah.
hauling. Yeah.
It shouldn't be difficult for you. Working together, you're able to easily get everything out onto the beach.
And is there anywhere else we can get to on this ship? Is the top? I mean, the top deck's still okay, right?
Yeah, it's largely devoid of anything of value at this point.
Okay.
You do, however, suspect that you would be able to. There is a little bit of food left in the galley, and with the materials that haven't been soaking in the acid sea, you expect that you could, if need be, cannibalize some of this to do a little bit of repair work on your hull to restore some of your lost seaworthiness.
Cool. Yeah, let's take any plastic we can find or decent wood.
I guess the question would be, how long do you want to spend sort of ripping the ship apart to get repair materials?
Oh,
It only took us 4 days to get out here,
About that, yeah.
and we're sailing right back to Dogport.
Water Dog Port. Yeah.
No, Water Dogport. So we don't need to get crazy.
probably not. I more meant if they had any stuff laying around for them to repair their ship, take that stuff if it's already lying around. But if not, we can take an hour or two and rip some stuff up.
Yeah, most of it's going to require you to rip, because anything that was loose, for the most part, with the exception of a few food containers, fell off into the sea.
Okay.
But you are able to salvage enough that you can. We'll say it'll allow you to add 2d10. Go ahead and roll 2d10 for me. and you'll be able to salvage that much seaworthiness worth of material in the span of time that you're looking.
7.
At. Okay, so you get 7 seaworthiness worth of stuff, which is 2-3 days worth of sailing, provided nothing goes sideways on you. And then you do you need to rest before you can cast your magic skiff again?
I don't know. I've got 3 spell slots.
Okay.
Did we go through all the boxes? Like, are we relatively certain? Is this what we were looking for?
You're almost entirely positive. It's got the salt that they mentioned, the cocoa that they mentioned. The other boxes you find there's cinnamon and sugar in there. And there's also some collections of various herbs that are sort of like the longer crates are basically broken down into like equal-sized pockets, and they have like herbs and plant clippings and things along those lines in it that are a bit probably beyond. I guess you could make no arcana checks if you wanted to try to identify what those are.
I'm gonna do that because I'm a scholar, and that's what I care about.
Vili is also just trying to do some like damage assessment to see because some of these crates we pulled out of the water in the active sea, so if they're even worth like trying to transport, or if it seems like whatever was inside was probably just lost.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make just a straight intelligence check for me, Vili.
And I got a 17 on my no arcana check.
Excellent. So these herbs range from everything. So like there's catnip, there's
Miss Ginger gets into the catnip.
We're delivering this from
I
somebody.
just want to rub it on my teeth. There's
Make sure it's the good stuff.
Take a little time.
Take a little more.
there's parsley, there's vervain root, there's just a smattering of plants, plant clippings, and dried herbs. Looks like stuff that one might use in perhaps like alchemical study, potion creation, possibly in trying to create one's own masterworks, stuff like that. It's very next level and very rare components that seem to have been gathered from across the known world. Like none of this it seems like there's things from pretty much everywhere.
This is incredibly valuable, so we should be very careful loading this one onto the magic skiff.
And you notice too, to your inquiry, Vili, about the state of things, the crate itself that had the herbs in it appears to have somehow been magically protected. Even the plastic on it's not hurt.
Yeah.
The kegs that were in the water, though, are just like as soon as you put some pressure on them, they start to like crack and leak stuff out. So you're gonna wind up losing one of the kegs of cocoa, one of the kegs
Good riddance.
of cinnamon, and to your great dismay, the keg that floated off was filled with salt.
Well, the world's a little better for a little less cocoa, so that's okay.
It's the devil's spice.
I'm gonna say it right here, right now.
And with that, you do have sufficient room on the skiff to load all the supplies up, and you skiff your way over. I do need you to make an intelligence save to make sure you can get out past the coral without breaking anything.
12.
You make it.
You could re-roll.
You like scrape the skiff at one point. It loses like 5 of its seaworthiness, but otherwise you're fine.
Sorry. I got distracted by that depressed jellyfish.
Well,
He makes me so sad.
He is so sad looking.
when you get back to your ship, Barkley is sitting on the side, kind of with his legs over the edge, waiting for you to get there. And you see he's got his hand very, very, very sloppily wrapped up.
Barkley, what did you do?
And there's a keg sitting next to him.
Oh.
I knew he'd get it.
I saw this keg come floating by, but then I reached into the water to get it, and there was this really sad-looking jellyfish, so I tried to pet him, and then he stung me.
Sounds like you've had quite the adventure, Barkley.
I did. It was amazing. How was yours?
Similar.
You got stung by a jellyfish, too?
Well,
No, but he made one sad.
we thwarted an unholy soul.
Maybe one day I'll... Wait, like an unseen?
Mm-hmm.
You see him, like, start shaking.
You might say we're Ghostbusters.
I'm so glad I didn't go. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Those are scary.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word on our injured Barkley. I'm gonna while saying, "Who's a good dog? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. You're a good boy."
You heal the sting on his hand.
I heal 5 points of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Or stamina.
Whoa.
More than, like, his coat has a new sheen to it. He looks great. And with that, the crew of Barclay's Gambit sails back into Waterdog Port, their first adventure at sea, a resounding success.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're all good boys.
We are good critters of every kind.
You are good critters of every imaginable type. So
Boys, B-O-I-E-S. Good boys.
that was quite the adventure. Questions, comments, complaints, concerns, thoughts?
I think we're really good.
That was awesome.
We
Yeah,
handled it.
we're going to be a legendary crew.
You are going to be a legendary crew. Absolutely.
Especially if it turns out Morty Corgi is actually evil and is going to use all these very valuable spices for
That's true.
bad news.
Coco.
Yeah. Morty Corgi is going to poison everyone at once. And we just helped him do it.
My new favorite thing to do to flex on all the dogs is just walking around like nibbling on a cocoa bean.
Right. Just while staring him in the eye. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So that all the good folks at home watching is Pirates of Pugmire.
Support it on Kickstarter.
Head over to the Kickstarter, throw some money at it, throw all your money at it. Rob someone and throw their money at it. Don't do that.
I highly recommend playing a gun dog.
I'm so glad we have Gun Dog.
And there is a cat equivalent called Torpedo.
Yes, and the
Uses guns.
and correct me if I'm misstating this, but the Torpedo is more of like the Gun Dog leans a little bit more into like a musketeer type, whereas the Torpedo leans a little bit more into like a roguish sort of.
Yeah, the Torpedo, I was told essentially to base it on like a ninja / assassin type character. So they're more like stealthy, and they don't like, they're more use their guns as like a last resort or like once they finally get where they're going. Whereas gun dogs tend to be actually more exactly how Celeste was playing Brandon.
Look at my big shiny gun.
They are called gun dogs and torpedoes and all these things. Birds and lizards can also play the gun classes.
Yeah, and they have, I believe, in the current text, there's like a name suggestion for if you're playing from different species.
Yes, birds
like
and lizards
what?
have their own names for all the callings they can play as, aside from alkalists and rhymers, which are lizard and bird specific.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, which
and the lizards includes lizards, snakes, and turtles, right?
Turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So, and those of you that played the new species, any thoughts, things you'd like to add? Just to let the folks at home know about.
I so love playing the parrot. The parrots are the ones that don't of the bird types. They don't fly or glide. There's crows and sparrows. Sparrows can soar and crows can glide, and they have other abilities and stuff. The parrot just had the big charisma bonus. I thought fun for a rhymer.
Which is why you got to run around and flap your arms, but not actually have any effect.
Exactly. I was during the gunpowder panic. I was probably trying to fly away, but
Right. It's like
just chickening it around. Just
the animal part of your brain taking over. Like, I gotta go. It's not working. Shit.
And of course, I imagine you can take whatever species of bird you like and fit it to what you think.
Yes,
is the most.
Yeah, any kind of bird can be a parrot, a sparrow, or a crow. That's just the names for the different what we call nests. It's like caste system, but it's nests for birds, NEST. So that's just the different like ways that they classify themselves. They all have different relations to what they call the Sky Kingdom. That's kind of their religion, is that they think that eventually you can fly to the Sky Kingdom. I had a lot of fun playing with the various like belief structures of them, because same with lizards and turtles and stuff, like they don't really care as much about man or the old ones. Like dogs care the most, cats care about the old ones, but they don't worship them. Right. And then lizards are like, I can see the sun, it's right there. Like
and speaking of, so in the decision to go into a snake, what brought that on as you were looking through the stuff? What reached out to you about snakes, Jess?
Originally I was going to play a cat because I saw in the tokens that you sent that there was a tortoiseshell, and that's what I have. My cat is a tortoiseshell cat, so I immediately was going to do that. But then I saw the option to play a snake, and I had a snake. I used to have a pet snake, and she was incredible and lovely. And so as soon as I saw the option to play a snake, that just I don't see that very often in tabletop RPGs, so I had to do snake. I loved the like Dixie was saying, that the snakes and lizards worship the sun because they can see it. And I also just love the idea of my snaky scientist just like hanging out in the sun all day, like crawling out from her like dark lab to be like, all right, sun time now, everybody shut up.
No, this was a lot of fun, and I know everybody that's sitting here on the screen are very busy people. So thank you all for taking the time to join us.
Thank you for running it. It was so fun.
I feel like the realm of Pugmire has like reached its full potential with a group with so many mixed creatures in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that this one does well as far as the Kickstarter goes, because birds and lizards have always been kind of a thing, but this is the first time that we've made them playable. But if this one does well, then hopefully we'll be doing at some point the badger clans and mice and rats, which are my favorite things, because the badger clans include like all kinds of polecats. So it's like ferrets, badgers, there's a couple others like weasel type characters, and then the mice and rats are a lot of fun, and they've been antagonists in a few things, and they've been kind of like side characters in a few Pugmire products so far, but we haven't really like put them front and center yet. So I'm hoping that now we've got birds and lizards pirates, we can do something with the nomadic badger people and stuff.
I hope everyone supports the lizards. We need a million times more snakes just hanging out on pirate ships.
I love the snakes. Like I had a lot of fun writing the lizard families, and I specifically had fun like brainstorming with Eddie even before I got this as an assignment. We were talking about it, and I was like, what if these are your 3 types? Like what if one of them, I kept picturing them like the Naga from World of Warcraft. So like they don't have legs, they just slither around, but they have arms and whatever. But then of course when you went to do a coral snake, I'm like, but they're so cute. So I'm just picturing like this wee little adorable serpent with like her little like Alkalis kit, and I love that. I love making them adorable.
Absolutely.
And this adorable.
Well, and this I think the game lends itself well to you can steer very much into the cute, adorable, but you can also occasionally have a corpse get degloved. So what I'm saying is it's fun for the whole family.
Oh boy!
Save the degloving until after the kids
come for the cuteness, stay for the soupy corpses.
Yeah, it does. But in all honesty, it does feel like a system that's really adaptable to kind of whatever storytelling way. If you want to do, Saturday morning cartoon, this works for that. But this could also, get into the more the Redwall sort of drama is also capable. So I really love this, and also the books are just beautiful. So I can't wait to see what this one looks like.
It's gonna be amazing. Yeah, it's been honor and a pleasure to get the chance to work on it, and an honor and a pleasure to get the chance to game with you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, this was fun. This was a good crew.
So thank you. I mean, I only peripherally know like 2 of y'all, like 3 of y'all, kind of. So it's cool to meet new people too, and play with people that I've never even met in real life. Now we're hanging out.
Yeah, no, it's super fun. And I've had the I had the pleasure of working with Celeste recently on something that I think we can talk about now. It's speaking of pirates.
Yeah.
Blood Sea book that's coming out for Scarlands.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a very brief conversation at the start of that, but otherwise it's just been email. So it's nice to
Actually.
you know,
Oh, is that the Blood Sea conversion?
yeah.
That's in my inbox to edit.
Hey.
Nice. See, so
That's for hi. Now you know who did that.
Yeah, that is literally like in my inbox right now. It's gonna happen after I finish another project, but it's gonna happen in the next couple weeks, I think. So I'm like, yeah, I'll be doing that very soon.
Yay, everybody pirates. It's pirate season.
All over the place, everywhere you like. So yeah, please, if you're watching this on the Onyx Path YouTube channel, which I think is the only place you're gonna be able to watch it, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Go hit the Pirates Pugmire Kickstarter and give it all of your money, and then tell all your friends to do the same. If you haven't gotten into Pugmire yet, another just thing to let you know before we run off, there are add-ons on the Pirates Kickstarter that can allow you to get discounted copies of the previous core books. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's really a good opportunity. If you've never heard of Pugmire before and you're just a fan of D20 games or Venture Maidens or something like that, and that's why you're here, first of all, thank you and welcome. And secondly, now you can get into Pugmire right at the ground floor with the Pirates Kickstarter and get less expensive copies of the core books and stuff like that. So it's really kind of a win-win. You should go support it. And with that, I'll stop rambling and let everybody get back to their lives. But thank you all for joining us.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.